Looks like it's that time again. Welcome to the GHPC developer stream for the month of September 2024. I am Josh Basuito, action scripter, and I am joined by Kavi. Hello, Kavi. All right. Well, he's around here somewhere. If he does say something, we'll hear him. All right. So, we've been busy. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures that are cycling next to my head. There's some new stuff coming to the game. We have been cooking, as they say. Sometimes it takes a while. The thing about these streams is they're kind of like a heartbeat, right? They come every 2 months, whether we like it or not, whether we have anything new to show or not. Every once in a while, we just do a Q&A. We show things that are already in the game, talk about what we're planning, and sometimes we have something interesting to show. And this is one of the second type. I hope everybody's ready, because I have a little preview to show, a little teaser. What do you think? Should we just jump right into it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Also, you guys let me know if I need to turn Kavi up or down, especially down.
Hey.
And I'll do that.
I am coming in now, though, right?
Yes, now you are.
Okay. Don't do that again.
Yeah, I did nothing, so. Okay. Yeah, let's just do it. Here we go. So yeah, we've been doing a couple of things. You could say, we've been cooking.
A little bit.
So fun fact about that: I made that video, and I posted it for the team to review. And Kavi decided that he wanted to see it for the first time live. So Kavi, live reaction. What do you think?
Oh, I dig it. I like the cuts you made. I like that you showed off a lot of the features as we've been working on them. As someone someone asked in the chat, do they ragdoll? And then the video immediately cut to bodies in the trenches. And I'm
Yes.
like, that's great.
Yep.
So yeah, you did well. Good job. I love it.
All right. So now let's get on to some further details about that. This is our main focus right now. This feature. This has been our main focus for the last, what is it?
At least
2-3
2 months.
months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when we were doing that content pack update with all those tank variants, that was the art lead and me helping out and maybe someone else. It was just a side effort. We have a whole team, and most of the team is doing infantry or infantry related support tasks. There's some other features too. We've got people individually on some of the future roadmap items, like getting them started, but the infantry is our main thrust right now, and it's finally far enough along to show. And we're hoping to get it in the game fairly soon. As usual, we don't have any release dates for anything public. We have our internal projections, but we don't want to say, okay guys, it's coming in this many weeks, and then there's a delay and everyone's like, what happened? So it's just enough to know that it exists, it's being refined, and we should see it fairly soon. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to get the actual game going again. The current Steam version, not the infantry version. And I will play that while we continue to do some Q&A stream stuff.
So patch drop tomorrow, right? LOL.
That would be cool, but no. I'll make an exception to my no release dates. It's not tomorrow.
There you go. What are the nations that we will add? We have a lot of ideas for theaters and DLC, but we are not putting those out there at this time.
Yeah, it's not anywhere near that time yet. The store page and the FAQ are both pretty clear that the game is set in 1985, Central Germany, and it has 4 countries in it. And that's not going to change for the near to medium future. Let's see. What should I play today?
Note that you're just running the current, not the current build of the game, but what is currently in Steam, correct?
Yeah, I'm running the Steam version. Actually, let me turn it down a little.
Turn you down a little. Wait.
Yeah, by the way, if you guys are wondering why my main menu background looks different, it's because I unlocked it by beating a mission. There's, I think, 3 standard backgrounds and 1 secret one, and they all have different unlock conditions. So if you play through the game, you'll get the randomized selection. Okay, I am going to do, what should I do?
Will there be hearing injuries deemed? Will their hearing injuries be deemed as not service related? He made the joke.
Yep, we gotta have at least one instance of this question every time there's infantry or an after action shot or anything.
I guess I'll add on to that as an actual question. How is the damage model going to be for infantry, as opposed to like crew members?
It's the same one. I think literally the hit zones and everything are the same. They're shared between every human character.
So in AAR, I'm going to see some skull hits, various organs, things like that.
Yeah, seems so. I've shot a fully loaded M113 in testing. It's not pretty.
Will they limp or stuff like that? Yeah, there's ragdoll on them. Oh, I think I understand the question. Will they limp when they get hit? I don't
So.
believe that is in the cards right now. I think we have some plans for injured states, but we'll see what happens with that.
It might have been hard to see in the preview video for the infantry, but there are some blood effects, both on downed soldiers on the uniform and stuff, and also on impact. There's a bit of a mist that goes on. Nothing too crazy. We've got some prototypes for limb stuff, but it's not clear whether it's going to make it in. But there will be some mild hit effect stuff.
Will infantry be controllable in the quick menu?
You'll be able to tell them to get out if you're driving an APC. I'm not sure about anything beyond that. So this question's interesting because it intersects with another thing, which is giving orders to friendlies in general, which is something that we're only still prototyping. If we create a robust ordering system for friendly forces, then it would extend to infantry, most likely. But if not, then it might be pretty basic. We'll have to see how it goes.
How much force does HE exert on the ragdolls? If I directly hit infantry with HE, will they go flying? Not a comical amount of force, but there will be some push on them.
I was gonna say enough.
Yeah. Will we get more weather options like rain and storms? Yes, that is planned.
Yeah, I don't know about storms specifically, but we have rain, and we'll probably turn up the instance, the frequency of it at some point. There's also a possibility of doing fog once we alter the AI to take into account the global visibility range for the weather. Infantry, someone asked if infantry also means visible tank crew. That does not mean visible tank crew. Those are a separate roadmap item. I think it's called detailed crew, and it's like number 6, somewhere around there. It's on the roadmap. That requires additional work. That is a change to the mechanics of how you occupy stations in the tank and move between them. In fact, the M60 is a perfect example. So I'm going to stop my platoon. So in this tank, the commander is on this right side of the turret here in the cupola, and the gunner sits in front of his knees, and they operate different optics from each other. So if I'm the commander, if I pop out the roof, I'm right here. If I go back into the tank, I'm here in this sight, and I have the rangefinder ability. The gunner of this tank has this sight. Now in GHPC, this is just implemented right now as an alternate sight. You would never know that you're looking at two different people's perspectives because our system currently assumes the gunner does everything, but that's not true in every vehicle. So if I'm the gunner in an M60, an early M60, I see this telescope sight, and I have to ask the commander who's in this sight what the range is, or the commander will tell the range. And that is a workflow that's unique to this tank. You have something like the Abrams that has an integrated laser rangefinder in the gunner's sight. The gunner doesn't need to wait for the commander to give a range. and you don't need to switch your view to the commander to range find. So these are all considerations that need to be taken into account as we change over to the detailed crew system with their individual stations. That includes working out how to make it easy to switch optics and crew perspectives, what happens when somebody gets wounded, how much do we want to show and animate for things like opening up hatches and coming out, going back in. What's your view look like? We need kind of a dark interior space with periscopes and things. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. We've got a prototype working. It's pretty cool already, but it's not ready to show. It's too early. So there's a lot of stuff like that. We have people working on future roadmap items long in advance. And one day they'll be ready, and I'll make a teaser for a stream, and we'll be able to show it off. But not today. Today is Infantry.
There will not be a loader minigame. We want people to have fun, not have tedium.
That actually sounds like a pretty... I'm not going to say easy, but it sounds like a viable mod option.
Any rough estimate about multiplayer? The questions for rough estimates about any feature, we do not confirm or give out estimates because we don't want to promise you guys a time or say anything that will then be taken as, oh, it's definitely going to happen at this point. So, when it's done.
Yeah.
People just coming on and saying, hey, so what's new? Well, at the beginning of the stream, we talked a little bit about infantry, showed off a little bit of that. And now Josh is attempting, let's be fair, he's attempting to be a gunner. I think he's been practicing. We'll see how that goes.
I'm firing non-shoulder fused heat from a tank that has no laser rangefinder. This is, I mean, it's easy work for somebody like Kavi, but it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I see what you're doing with your strategy right now. I don't think I would do that, but I'll let you keep on going. That's fine. There we go. Now you're doing it. Is it possible for the developer to make the details inside the tanks and let us control them? Like, we can see the CITV, if we have one, on the screen in front of the commander. It's possible for us to do a lot of things. We're not gonna.
That's a good answer. We could do anything, more or less. We have to choose which things we want to spend our time on because we want to finish this game at some point in this lifetime. And we only have so much money to pay people to work. So a detailed interior, switchology, clickable cockpit stuff, that's not going to happen. We're going to make just enough interior to see the perspective around you of the periscopes or important optics that you can click into, and that's it. And any detail that we don't feel like modeling will be obscured because we only have so many resources. We want to finish the game. And let's be real, if you have a fully clickable cockpit in a tank and you are actually using it in gameplay, you are making a mistake. You are not playing correctly because you should be in your optic, quickly using your hotkeys and fighting effectively. If you're out of your sights looking around, poking at stuff, you're gonna die. That's not how a tank works. Even in a real tank, you keep your face in the optic and you're using your hands to feel around for stuff. And that's not something you can recreate with a clickable cockpit.
For all the people asking when particular vehicle, as these come up all the time in every stream, and they will forever, we don't confirm what vehicles we're going to work on or give release dates for them. So when we have something to show off for a particular vehicle, you guys will see it.
True. Also, we have talked about a few vehicles, but they are on a spreadsheet that gets passed around. Man, I'm about to get nailed by this Melika.
Yeah, you are. You got this. Just dodge. Okay. So, just try and dodge next time.
Thanks. Anyway, there's a Google sheet somewhere that has all the vehicles that we've openly confirmed that we're working on, or the ones that are in the game. If you can find that, that might be helpful. But there's a lot of stuff that's not on that.
Javi sounds like Lester from GTA 5. My fucking spirit animal right there.
Mm-hmm. That guy's a king, man.
You guys don't care about balancing tanks, just realism, right? Yeah, I would say that's fair.
Pretty much. We're doing something different from most tank games currently, where instead of making a tier system or a battle rating system, we are just depicting a specific moment in alternate history. We're using the real order of battle of the Central Germany region in 1985, the Warsaw Pact versus NATO, and we're basing our vehicle selection as closely as we can on what was actually in that place at that time. So there is no balance involved. The balance is that technology moves at a certain pace and people adapt at a certain pace and play this cat and mouse game of weapon and armor. So this snapshot that we've chosen is pretty interesting. You have some cool stuff. The Abrams just came out. The Soviets were getting really good at armoring carousel autoloader tanks in a way that was still competitive. We've got long rods, we've got large heat warheads. There's all kinds of cool stuff, ATGMs, but it's all things that were there in reality. We're not changing it to try to make each side have some kind of artificial parity. They have a kind of parity because they were in real life struggling to keep up with each other, and they were tailoring their weapons and armor to the threat that they saw from the other side. So we get the benefit of that in kind of hindsight, but we're not actively doing it. We're just taking what we find in documentation and photographs and trying to implement it.
Will I have to grind modules for the infantry? No. There will never be any grind in GHPC.
Yeah, if you want parts and FPE for your infantry, you're gonna have to play now. This mission's a lot harder when you don't have an Abrams. I'll just say that.
Hey man, the M60 is the workhorse. Anything you could do in an Abrams, you should be able to do in this tank.
Well, I can think of one thing I can do in both tanks.
Die?
Yeah.
Well, AI tanks act differently depending on which nation they play. Like, let's say USSR is more aggressive due to their war doctrines.
I don't think so. I think when we get to the point of having doctrine in any form, instead of just hand-placed routes and things like that, maybe there will be some room for that. On an individual level, on a reaction level, I don't think the AI is going to be any different. And even now, the skill level of each crew is the same. The differences in AI performance are due to optics and fire control and stabilizers, things like that. We have a standardized system for how well can they see at different distances, how quick can they aim, and that's universal. That's not biased toward one side or the other. We just look at what equipment the tank has available and we say, okay, this is how you perform. Once we do tactical features, the ability to control the battle plan or alter it in some way, perhaps. Depending, we're still prototyping some of this, but if that comes into play, it's possible that you'll start to see some flavor differences in the initial plans, depending on what side. But we'll see. It's too early to say exactly how that's going to look yet.
For everyone just joining, hi, this is Gunner Heat PC. It's a game about tanks shooting each other in 1985. Josh Basuito, the lead dev, is playing right now. At the start of the stream, we teased a little bit about Infantry, because I saw some questions about that. And as far as questions related to when is the next update available, I'm going to just say soon enough. Yeah. If you'd like to hear more about that, you should go to gunnerheatpc.com, and you'll find links to our community Discord, where you can chat more with us and see teasers when we decide to show them.
This is all true and well said.
Thanks. I appreciate that, buddy.
For people who weren't here in the first 10 minutes of the stream, you will want to go back and watch the VOD, because we showed an entire teaser reel for Infantry. Oh, we are.
So, I saw you got shot there.
Yeah.
We can go over the AAR after this if you want, but I'm gonna let you know right now. You should probably not get shot there next time.
Okay. Yeah, no, right. I can certainly take that into account.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to give you some feedback. Like there. Do you see how you messed up there?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. All right, let's see if there's any other questions we got going on here. Are helicopters always going to disappear, or will they be able to leave wreckage?
So this kind of question, there's the basic answer is I don't know, but to give a more detailed answer, purely cosmetic things like that, like will we see crashed helicopters, mostly depends on how much time do we have and how much money do we have. Because right now they can crash, they explode, it's perfectly working, and we have a whole list of roadmap features to finish. So no one's looking at that and saying, oh, let's improve that system. If we get the game done, if we get to 1.0 and we say, we still want to make it look nicer, what can we do? Then that would be the time when we start looking at these sort of things. So right now, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. It would be neat. Who knows? Alright, fuck him up, Phantom. It's time for my favorite activity, plane spotting.
Will you be adding a way to extinguish engine fire?
Not sure. The fire system currently assumes that fires are catastrophic. It's not going to make much difference for crew, because interior fires in real life, even if you have a fire suppression system, that's a mission kill. You're not going to stay in the tank while that's being put out. Your fight's pretty much over. Your tank's full of halon or whatever, you're going to bail out. For the engine bay, I don't know. I'd have to look into it more. It sounds like another nice to have, but no guarantee that we'd ever do it.
Will you ever add a system to fix vehicles or replace dead crew members?
No.
We have some ideas. No?
No.
Well,
it's in the FAQ, actually.
What?
That, yeah, there won't be any repairs or anything like that.
How long has this been the case?
You should read the FAQ.
Damn.
You should lead by example and read the FAQ.
These kids today and their facts.
Alright, I've made a continuous and critical lapse of judgment.
Continuous? Oh.
Fuck. Well, that's all she wrote.
Good job.
I thought I was going to be clever and go over the hill and finish off the rest of the enemy, even after I lost the mission. Yeah, this is why you retreat when it's time to retreat.
F's in the chat for a completely adequate attempt at playing this game.
See, my problem was I thought there were not more of them, but in fact there were more of them. It's a very, very easy mistake.
Yeah. A lot of soldiers have fallen victim to that. Action showing us how it's done.
You know what? I crawl so you can walk when you play the game. Go buy it on Steam and show me how it's done.
Fair.
Record yourself beating this mission, Keen Kestrel, with the M60 AOS, and then at me on Discord and say skill issue.
I would appreciate that myself if folks could do that. You did this with a customization, didn't you?
I did, yeah. The customizer is, what is that, 2 updates old now? Something like that?
I think so. Something like
that.
Yeah,
because we did customizer and then we did additional vehicles for the customizer. I think those were our last 2 main things. So the M60 AOS is one of the newer variants that we added. Oh, no wonder I wasn't killing this guy. I was ranged low. But yeah, it's got the master camouflage pattern, very old school. It's cool.
What's that box on the front there?
That is a covered up infrared searchlight.
Because it is not nighttime.
Yep. They put a bag on it during the day, and then at night they took it off. And if I run a night mission, we can actually see it without the bag on. Let's see which menu I roll this time.
There will be firefighters and ambulance gameplay after each battle, JK. I know that's a joke, hence the JK, but people do ask if there's going to be recovery vehicles and things like that. That's not something we're looking to do. For the most part, the battle is the battle. If you lose those vehicles, if you lose those men, that's tough. Try and do better next time.
Yeah, recovery would happen off screen. The thing about GHPC is the missions are pretty short. I don't know, maybe a half hour at most by design. You're not going to have time to go and clear the area, push everything, set up perimeter, and then bring up recovery vehicles. Like, that's a different kind of gameplay and a different timeline. Similar to why we're not doing ammo restocking, crew replacement, all that stuff, repairs. Anything that takes longer than a few minutes is outside the scope of the mission gameplay.
Someone asked about the general idea of multiplayer and multi-crew. If it's just going to be one person in each tank, or if multiple people will be specifically limited to just crewing one tank.
It's both. Multi-crew is planned to be optional. So if you would like to do a platoon with your friends, you could do that. If you would like to all be in the same tank, up to whatever number is allowed, and yell at each other, and try to be an effective crew, you could do that. But we are not doing a lot of details about multiplayer until we're further along the development timeline. Multiplayer is last on the roadmap for a reason, because there are a lot of things that it touches, and we need plenty of time to make sure that we've decided and implemented everything to the best of our ability.
What are you looking forward to most when playing with me in multiplayer?
Honestly, just the elevation of the average effectiveness of my tank, but because of your gunnery skills, um, I'm gonna be the commander, obviously. You know, just
Of course.
for the ego. But
Yeah.
I gotta put you in the gunner seat because you know that's the way we win. I gotta use my best assets.
I may shift things up and not give you easy mode. I might go driver. Well, what are you gonna do then?
Probably die. Really, between the two of us, you're gonna be the driver after all the driving I do.
Look, look. It depends on who hosts. Okay.
Mhm.
we'll see what happens. So in multiplayer, a multi-crew setting would work. Yeah, we're going to make it work. Multi-crew reveals that Kavi doesn't know how to drive. Hey, hurtful. All right.
Harsh but fair.
They won't even make it to the engagement.
That's true. You know the rally mission with the UAZ? It's just gonna be like that all the time.
Oh God.
I'm gonna be the guy in the passenger seat swearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be cool. That is what I'm most looking forward to, is being able to do the co-op multiplayer. Because what do they say? Like, even a bad game is good if you have multiplayer. I don't think this is a bad game, so it's gonna be even better with multiplayer.
Oh yeah. A lot of people are excited for it, and we want to make it awesome.
Okay, I completely forgot to select night to show the searchlight like I was going to. So, get a good look at the dual text camouflage, and then I'm gonna exit this mission. This is the 1977 variant of the M60 Rise passive. This is the original Rise passive. In 1985, I don't think there were any left in this configuration. They had all been retrofitted to the more modern standard with smoke grenade launchers, M240 machine guns for the coaxial, a bunch of other stuff. But it was pretty simple to make the edits to put the early version in the game as a custom option. So Harry decided to do it, and now we got it, which is cool because I like this this unique pattern going on here.
God bless Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Take a knee for Harry right now. Are you doing it? I can only see your face.
No, yeah, trust me.
Okay, got it. So here's a hypothetical. I know you guys have talked about NATO forces in CENTAG consisting only of U.S. and West German forces. What about French First and Second Corps? To my knowledge, they would reintegrate into NATO's command structure under SACEUR, secure? Sure, if war broke out. Even though they technically weren't under NATO command in peacetime, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. They seem pretty French. So the plan that we
throw them all under their butts because of that.
The plan that we have published is to only have 4 countries: United States, Soviet Union, East Germany, West Germany. That has not changed, but you never know what'll happen in DLC. This is probably not going to come through at all on the stream. There's a box with a searchlight. It's uncovered now, and when I turn it on and off, you can see the glow.
I can see that.
I wonder if I can drop a flare to... Yeah, I can illuminate.
Like an evil cyclops.
Let me drop a flare to actually see. Huh?
By the way, I'm pretty nerdy, so you should be okay with that. But
what? You?
I know. Sorry
No
to burst your bubble.
Learning a lot on this stream.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, where's my flare?
Cylon tank. Thank you, Ender Minion 1. Hello, what did I miss? We teased a bit about infantry at the start of the stream. Check out the video on demand or whenever we post it to YouTube. later to see more of that. And now we're just watching Josh, I mean, I guess teach us about gunnery, I suppose.
So I see a problem. I called for illumination and it fired smoke.
Because you have smoke.
Yes, but it didn't say that before or maybe it did say that? I don't know. It says illum and I was like, cool. And then,
Hmm. All right. You got me there,
yeah.
Josh.
Riddle me
Okay.
that, Mr.
Chalk that up
So-called
to a bug.
developer.
Damn it.
I'm gonna find a mission where they have flares and they're in stock at another store. Let's see.
Maybe they just assumed you wanted to get lit instead of illuminated. Good job, chat. I dig this.
Yep. Not true.
Would making an ammo selection screen like War Thunder be a thing, choosing how much you would take of each round, I assume, into battle? I don't have much experience with that. I don't know, shocking. So, Josh, what are your thoughts on that?
Probably not. I do have experience with that, unfortunately, and I don't think it's a feature that we're looking to add. I think the combat ammo load will be dictated by the mission, if anything. And yeah, that's about it.
What inspired you to make Gunner Heat PC, Josh?
Do you want the diplomatic answer or the raw answer?
Give me a mix of both.
I wanted a certain Simcade feature blend, and I did not find it in the current crop of offerings. So I decided I would like to make one. That's the gist of it. I wanted to play a certain game, and I was a sim developer by career, and yeah, it seemed like the obvious next step. If I really was serious about this thing existing, I might as well make it. And then I got connected with these fine people that I'm working with, and here we are.
Josh came to me and said, I have some money. Can I give it to you for code? And I nodded. And it was good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see if there's no illumination flares in this mission. Kavi, why would you do this?
Is
To
it smoke
me?
again?
No,
Jesus.
no, it's just straight up not offered. Why
First
would you?
off, I didn't design the map, or rather
I know
the
this
mission.
is a point alpha mission. It probably predates illumination flares. But why would you do this to me specifically? Is what I'm asking.
Oh. For fun. Like, just to be
That's
on
fair.
the stream and,
Yeah, that's fair.
and point and laugh.
Okay.
Pushing Tin Part 2, or you are scared. I agree.
Shut up, Doobie.
Will we see any infantry mission gameplay in this stream? We had a teaser at the start of the stream. You
Yeah,
should check out the video on demand later.
If you missed the first 10-15 minutes, you will want to go back and watch that later, because we showed some stuff.
Was there another time period you strongly considered before beginning GHPC in 1985? I think 1985 had a lot of technology, and made the most sense from like let's spark off something that could have actually happened. From a technology standpoint, it just has a lot of things that has been built up over the last 40 years since that time. So it just offered the most to work with, I feel. What do you think, Josh?
I think it's surprising how many missions have no illumination flares. As far as the As far as the time period goes, my original concept for the game was going to have a completely different thing, which would have been a lot more gamey and a lot less rooted in reality. But once we decided to make something grounded, 85 was a pretty obvious choice just because you get all of the classic tank platforms kind of existing at the same time. Everything was around in some way, whether it was brand new or on its way out. I mean, you have T-55s and Abrams at the same time in service. That's not. There's a bit of overlap where that happens. I guess it's still true today technically, but it's especially true in the 80s. All right, I'll do Pushington Part 2 since people are telling me that that's the way.
They want you to show them how it's done. Would you ever consider adding urban or desert combat? Desert combat we've at least chatted about, like from a hypothetical standpoint, would be easy.
Yeah, desert combat. Sometimes I think we should have done desert because we wouldn't have to render trees and stuff, and the game would just run smoother automatically. But also, if we get this working nicely, then everything after that's easy. Like, we've done the hardest case first.
Yeah.
So even though it was stupid, it might still be fine in the end.
Urban combat would be interesting, having like more buildings or like city streets, stuff like that. But not necessarily a goal for us right now as we're making the main game.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't believe you decided to not have illumination.
I know. Time to give me some goddamn flares. Right now. Let's go.
Okay. Let's see it in action. Flicking that on and off, really.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as I was saying, not 30 seconds ago, there's this housing for the searchlight. It now is uncovered. It doesn't have the bag anymore. And yeah, you can see that the square box actually has a round aperture in the front. And there is a infrared bulb in there. Or sorry, there's a very strong bulb and an infrared filter, I think. I believe that's how these usually work. And yeah, if you turn it on, there's a little red glow because usually filters aren't perfect and you see a bit of light in the red spectrum bleeding through. But for the most part, this is designed to light up in the infrared spectrum, which shows up in night vision. The image intensifier systems for night vision are sensitive to infrared, specifically near IR, I believe. So they pick up infrared filtered lamps very easily. Thermal sights are a different part of the infrared spectrum. They're more sensitive to heat, and they do not pick up infrared beams, as far as I know, or not as strongly. So these searchlights show up incredibly well on standard night vision, but thermal sights have their own kind of set of things that they are going to notice more. Oh boy, there. The hills are speaking searchlight. Man, I can't see shit.
Which is correct for the time.
It's true.
God, I hate that blinding effect. You and a lot of soldiers.
Mm-hmm. occasionally people mention that the optics should have a sensitivity adjustment so that you don't get the big flare, but it's not like you'd be able to see anything either way. You turn down the brightness of the entire scene and theoretically still see nothing. At some point,
Was it?
you just can't fight it. What?
But I was gonna ask, was it historically accurate for gunners and commanders to get blinded by the light when shooting in the night with night vision?
I think it would wash out optics. Yeah, I don't know about blinded, but yeah. I mean, I've used night vision and it does have a hard time distinguishing stuff when you've got an infrared illuminator shining at you. And that's
Here's what we
third
do.
gen.
Here's what we do. Next time it's at night, you get your night vision on. I'll come over. I'll shine a light directly into your eyes.
For
And you
science.
tell me. Yeah.
How far away is this? It's got to be 2,500 meters at least. The coincidence rangefinder is pretty much useless in this situation because it's a night battle. Unless I have good illumination on the target area, and even then, that's pushing the limits of the range this will be effective at. There we go. Yeah, it's hard to see because I was a genius and I called artillery as well. So now I just have smoke to look at.
Do you want me to give you some feedback?
Yeah, go ahead.
Probably wasn't the best move to call artillery as well at that time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What with the smoke?
Mm-hmm. I think these enemy tanks are actually in defilade as well from here. So I'm gonna move.
You got this.
Will the VOD be put on YouTube? Yes, they always are. If you look at the GHPC YouTube channel, you will see all the past ones, and they're usually updated within uploaded within about 2 days of live broadcast. The VOD is on Twitch for, I believe, a week. I think that's how long they allow it if you have a free tier or whatever, if you're not an affiliate or whatever the thing is.
Let's just call it what it is. We're not popular enough.
Yeah, because we actually have plenty of viewers to reach those metrics, but they want you to stream a certain number of times per month or per week or whatever.
Okay.
The feature's not catered to an occasional streamer like our channel, so we can get as large an audience as we want, and we'll never have those features. They want you to make a career out of it, sort of.
I already have a career.
I know.
Teaching you gunnery skills.
That's right. Alright.
A few questions came up about workshop compatibility, Steam Workshop stuff. We have no plans at this time to do Steam Workshop. There is a small modding scene for the game. We don't officially support that because, honestly, we're fairly busy actually just creating the game.
Yeah.
But folks, go into our Discord, our official community Discord. There is a modding section that people can chat in, and yeah, you can have fun there.
Yep. And if you install something and your game breaks, please don't complain to us because you should have known what you signed up for.
Yeah, they're Unity. It's a Unity game. They can be modded with tools that are available online, but anyone can put in anything, and we don't have control over that.
Yep. We have a truce going with the modding scene. We won't bother them. They won't bother us. Everyone's happy.
In general, I think they're fine.
Oh, no, here's who I don't have a truce with.
Oh.
The goddamn enemy team here.
No. That would make for a very boring game. Will the infantry preview you made at the start of the stream be saved in its own video for us to watch or share? It'll just be part of the VOD for right now. If we decide to post that later, we'll let you all know. The driver just died for some reason. Weird. Yeah. What could have caused that? How do you plan to deal with piracy? Piracy is a fact of life in video games. It is what it is. We hope that people won't do it, or if they do and they enjoy the game, then they can come and try and support us because we are, in fact, a small team. We don't have all the resources in the world, and we would appreciate that kind of support. But
Yeah.
we can't realistically put forward our resources to go after any kind of piracy in that regard. And frankly, it's kind of just a losing battle. There are so many systems available now that make the game so easy to access via Steam, or if we put it on any other platforms, it's just like, hey, I get it. Piracy's just going to happen regardless.
Yep. We certainly wish people wouldn't, especially because we are an independent studio, so it's not like we have a, investor bag that we're working from or something like that. We get money from selling the game, and that's it. I mean, there's Patreon as well, but the ratio is pretty skewed in favor of Steam sales. So if you choose to download the game from somewhere else, not only are you not getting automatic updates, but you're also not contributing to the game being made. So if you think it's good and you enjoy it, it would be nice to hold up your end of the deal. That's all I'll say.
Folks saying that they pirated but then turned around and bought it on Steam. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It allows us to keep doing this. I think Josh should use BattleSight and just eyeball shots.
I have an idea. I have an idea where you play the game the way you want, and I'll play it the way I want.
Oh my god. Oh, it's just after 1.
It is. And we started pretty well on time, so I'm gonna wait until I get blown up and then end the stream, which should be pretty quick here.
Yeah, super quick.
What happens next is we do a Discord stage Q&A for patrons. Those happen every month, not just on stream days. So if you are a Patreon supporter, alright, there we go, right on cue. If you are a Patreon supporter, you get a Q&A session every month, and you can ask or say whatever you want within reason. And we are usually pretty forthcoming with answers. We still hold back stuff if we don't know or we can't say yet, but it's pretty casual and I like it. Just jumped out of my chair, yeah. You're welcome. GHPC is a horror game. It's
Oh my god.
You think
GHPC.
it's like a vehicle sim game, but no, that's just a ruse.
GHPC, I feel, really well encapsulates military lifestyle. Boredom, and then an extreme amount of stress and action.
Yeah.
But yeah, to second that, we have a Patreon. I dropped our link in the chat if you want to help support our development, if you want to chat with us after these and get access to channels that have teasers and whatnot. Brauchschnitzel, thank you for the donation. We really appreciate that.
$50.
Man.
You could have bought the game with that.
I hope you do buy the game. And also let us keep the $50, but, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyone who's interested, the game is up on Steam right now. And if you like the game, you buy it, you appreciate us, please leave us a review. It helps a ton.
Oh yeah, that does help actually. The Steam is very tuned in. The systems of Steam are very tuned into sales and reviews, and since we have no big publisher marketing budget or backing or anything, we pretty much ride entirely on that. We're fly by the seat of the pants, make or break, you know, just raw dogging game dev.
Jesus.
You know?
We're gonna talk about ad copy with you after this.
Yeah, you think that one needs to go back for draft?
A little bit.
All right. Well then. Okay. Oh, my suspension broke. Cool. I guess it's time to go to the Q&A where I will continue to come up with colorful metaphors.
Oh God, God help me.
I hope you're excited.
You're the most.
All right. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
in 2 months.
Bye bye.